Hey ladies and gents, it's Zem back, and we have Exodus, one of my clanmates, playing the Lorraine 40T. Well, that's an All-Tier 8 matchup. And, he sent me a little brief description of it, so I have kind of idea what's going to happen in it, but it's a little more exciting than I thought it was going to be a raffle stomp, but no, it wasn't. So, he's headed to the center of the factory here, and I've kind of liked the redesign they've did on this map, just because it's a little something different. Watch out for the tower. So we got the usual bunch of TDs, some light tanks headed that way out to the fields, and the heavies all here. MX sets up here. He's looking for specific targets, specific shots right here, which is when he's going to try to catch some of these guys trying to cross here through these doors. That's essentially for the most part they're closed. They used to be open, all that kind of stuff. He knocked his down so you can see. And he's got a VK 101 currently on his way here. Now Lorraine's actually a pretty fun little tank, considering at one time this was a actual in-game tank. Now they've turned this into a premium. So he's looking here, looking for the VK. The other side we've got 4 TDs, Type 59. I'm sorry, yeah, 5 TDs. LTTB and of course of Type 59, and the rest of the heavies are over here. And he's, like I said, he's still looking here. He's waiting for some shots. VKs are a bitch to pen just about anywhere except for the side, and even that's kind of iffy depending on the angle the dangle, I guess. Maybe they're they're kind of a pain in the ass. So sitting here waiting for the VK. I think he's hoping they're going to back up here, but he's not getting a lot of luck. So they already knocked out the Rhine metal on the other side. They got TDs pushing down the 0 line. And yeah, this is actually a nice position because you can do, of course, cover the center. But when they've changed the factory here with leaving this kind of an oddball broken down edge where you can shoot across. Now the enemy team is pushed up into the EF line, which is going to work out pretty well here for X. This is one of the spots I sometimes use with tank destroyers, especially if there's nobody other on the D line for the enemy. You can just kind of sit in here and you can kind of poke around and take a few shots here. And that's exactly what X is going to do here. He's waiting a little bit here. He's going to see if he can find some guys that are not looking. E4 is pushed over on this side here, which is a little bit harder to hit, shooting from inside the building out, because you only have a small portion right there to shoot through. So he pulls around here, waiting patiently for his shots. That's the one problem with autoloaders, of course. You have to be able to make sure you can run, otherwise it's like, eh. So what he does is he pulls in here. He's looking at his first target, waits till they fire. Yep. Thank you, sir. Pulls back, puts one in there, boom. 303. This gun is pretty nice, and when it does roll well, it does shit like this, where you're able to execute a 1000 HP off of a tank destroyer. So, he's picked up his, well over the first 1000, and he's got his first kill of the game. Round he comes. Hanging out in there is not the best, especially with an autoloader. It does take a little while to reload. So, like I said, without having to hang out around in here, makes a lot of sense here. So he's got the 101, which is always kind of a pain here. And now he's looking for his next target, who happens to be, ooh, there we go. He's loaded. He's looking here. This guy is not paying attention. Picks up his first target, puts it in there. Puts another one into him here. He's got, ooh, he finds there he goes. See if he get a little lower. Can't quite get it. And about that time, the VK is just like, I'm just going to drive right on through. Doesn't pay one bit of attention, which is all right for X. All right, so he's back off. He's reloading his clip here. He's already did a fair amount of damage. Looking at almost 2,000 damage here already in the first 2 clips. So apparently the field has gone to shit, which doesn't surprise me. It usually goes to shit pretty quickly here. So he's got his first target lined up here, which is the T69. Ooh, Fortunately, does not get it in there. Puts one in the fucking lower plate here. Finds the ass end of the IS-3. Finishes him. Execution. And he's got the VK. Puts one in there. However, luckily for him, the Pantera seems having a little bit of trouble. So, miss, thank goodness, because the non-loader like the Pantera is kind of a pain in the ass. So, on his way, moving out of the factory, of course, to reload, to where he's actually has support. That's one thing you always got to remember with autoloaders. Reloading with no support can be kind of tricky, really badly. So he got an SU-130PM by himself. He's going to go over here and see if he can help out a little bit, and see if he can hopefully keep this guy alive. Pulls in here. SU-130PM is faced off against the AMX, and gets smucked for it. And we have an inbound AMX. The CD8 puts a nice shell into him for 304. Can't quite get him. However, the CD8 comes around the corner. He's like, put a shell into him, and there you go. 130 PM finishes him off. He's got a Scorpion G, a Louvet. Looks to be at least 2 Scorpion Gs and a Louver coming in here. However, the other side is not doing too hot either. They're currently at 7.8 right now. Pulls back around, and yeah, 7.9. This is going quickly the bad direction. Finds the pets. Gets a big hit from the Scorpion G. However, he was able to finish off the Pantera. And yeah, get into cover. So got to force that reload. He's working it real well. Like I said, with the reload, you got to make sure you are paying attention. Otherwise, getting stuck out in the open, forcing yourself to wait for a long time for a reload isn't always the best. 2 Scorpion Gs are inbound, and of course, finally nails that VK. He has the Alpine Tiger here and the Soma, but he's got to be careful. He's got 2 Scorpion Gs and the Louver, like I said, hanging out back there. The M44-3 has picked up the Alpine Tiger here. See if you can pull around. Gets a nice shot into the Soma, and I'm thinking the Soma is probably himself forced to reload, having going to have to deal with these guys. And he's like, nah, he ain't got nothing left. Yep, picks it up. However, he does get slammed by the artillery, because that's what they do. Now, he's only got 2 rounds left. That's a 70% Louver Lion. He's got to get out of there. So, what the French do best, he puts it in gear, takes off. He's trying to, for the most part, just get away far enough to hide. Because even with that burst damage on this tank, I don't know if he's got enough to finish off around 70%. However, he will be reloaded by the time he gets to the M4043 on his way. There you go. Picks him up. Hopefully, the artillery didn't have the sight, and himself is probably not spotted. So he's going to be loaded by the time he gets here. Still leaving him 3 tanks. However, he has 2 SU-130 PMs. It's always nice with that big alpha on those guns. They're going to do short work of that Tier 8 heavy tank. Around the edge he comes. Maybe this guy was actually paying attention. Puts in 1. He's like, back up, nothing. All right, finishes him off. Now, he doesn't force a reload right away. He's like, yeah, I might have something inbound. Oh, never mind. He did force reload. He's heading back to the back corner. All right, he's not sticking around. I thought he was headed to the bush to possibly... no, maybe not. There he did. You're confusing the fuck out of me, X. What are you doing? So he pulls around. Yep, he's going to actually sit here and see if there's going to be anybody coming back with the Scorpion G. Waits for his reload here. He's got enough to kill at least one of them. Possibly both, depending on their HP. And, yep, waiting. Nothing. So those SU-130 PMs, and he's got an artillery. It's looking pretty safe here. He's already at 6 kills and a fair amount of damage here. He must not have the damage register on for his replay here. So I'm guessing we're probably looking at around at least 3,500 damage already. So now he's headed. If I get to hit it, I'll hit F7. So he's on his way. He's looking for some Scorpion G action. Now, he didn't load HE, which I'm not that that's actually a pretty good idea. Here's why. HE is, yes, HE is nice for those lightly armored targets, but they have a tendency to do a couple things. They get sucked by tracks, which means you're going to do 150 damage. You'll hit a gun barrel, let's do 150 damage. And where you had the ability to clip them out completely, yeah, not so much. Because he's only a one hit. He's at 416 health. He can probably, maybe, he's got probably a 30% chance that they're going to roll that low. However, for the most part, he is a one shot. So, he's on his way. Got both Scorpion Gs. One Scorpion G finally picks off the M4043. Now, he's heading over here just to make sure this Scorpion G isn't dead. Or, I should say, waiting in ambush. Working his way along the ridges. This way he's not going to get spotted by what's up with everybody's up on the hill. They picked up one of the SU-130 PMs, and they've put this back to a tie game at 13-13. Oh, I don't know what the fucking rail car did to you, but he finishes him off. Finds the Scorpion G. Can he find him? Oh. So like I said, with that, being the Sonata loader, he didn't want to waste a shell. So he's back here looking for, oh, there he picks him up. And he's on the run. Kind of curious. Not sure what the Scorpion G is doing, but he's heading on the outside of the building here, which is pretty decent. Must obviously have a very good. Oh, picks him up through the pipes, nails the Scorpion G. Apparently, Browser was on his way back to cap just to make sure, and now he's got one Scorpion G left with 3 minutes left. He's sitting at 7 kills, and I'm saying it probably could close to 4,000 damage. Round he comes. He's got the Scorpion G. Did the Scorpion G move? No. He's right there. The Scorpion G's like, Apparently, he's pointed, right at him. Must have been damaged. Damn. Ends up 8 kills. Well done. Nice game. That was a very nice, very enjoyable to watch. Somebody that can play an autoloader. Thanks, X.